She clutched her baby tighter as the doctor shook his head. No insurance. No surgery, he said coldly, turning away. Tears streamed down her cheeks. Her daughter was dying, right there on that white, sterile hospital bench. She had no money, no hope. But what she didn't know was that someone in that very hospital was about to do something no one expected. Something that would change both their lives forever. It was 6:47 a.m. when Jasmine Carter, a 26-year-old single mother from Atlanta, burst into the ER of St. Jude's Medical Center. Her baby girl Anaya, just 2 years old, burned with fever, her tiny chest heaving with every painful breath. Jasmine hadn't slept in 2 days. She worked the graveyard shift at a diner, then cleaned offices during the day just to make ends meet. There was no father, no family, just Jasmine and Anaya. And now, time was running out. The emergency room was packed with the tired and the sick. Flu season was in full swing. But none of that mattered. Anaya's skin had turned bluish, her breathing ragged. "Please," Jasmine whispered to the nurse at the desk. "My baby can't breathe." The nurse glanced at the computer. "Do you have insurance?" Jasmine hesitated. "No, but I can pay a little. I just need her to be seen. Please. She's only 2. The nurse gave her a pitying look, told her to take a seat. For 4 hours, Jasmine sat cradling her daughter as her body went limp in her arms. She begged, pleaded, even fell to her knees in front of the triage doctor. Still the same answer: no insurance, no priority. Then finally, a pediatric surgeon named Dr. Ellis approached. Stiff, authoritative. "I was told there's a child with acute respiratory distress," he said, almost annoyed. Jasmine leapt up. "Yes, my baby, Anaya. Please, I don't know what's wrong, she can't breathe." He looked down at the child, ran a quick exam. "This baby needs a bronchoscopy and possible intubation. She should have been seen hours ago." Then he turned to Jasmine. "Do you have insurance?" Her heart sank. "No. But I'll pay. I swear, please just save her. She's all I have." Dr. Ellis sighed. "Without insurance, it's $28,000 up front. Surgery room time, anesthesiologist, post-op." Jasmine collapsed into the plastic waiting chair, sobbing. She had $42 in her purse. People walked past. Nurses called other names. Jasmine, invisible again. She whispered into her baby's ear. "Mama's so sorry, baby." Mama tried. Just then, a woman sitting across from her, someone she hadn't noticed, slowly stood up. A white woman in her mid-50s, dressed simply in jeans and a cardigan, holding a to-go coffee. She had been watching quietly, her eyes full of something Jasmine hadn't seen in days. Compassion. "Excuse me," the woman said softly. "Is it okay if I ask what's wrong with your baby?" Jasmine nodded through tears, unable to speak. The woman gently placed a hand on her shoulder. "I'm Margot Lawson," she said. I'm so sorry. This shouldn't be happening to you." What Jasmine didn't know, what no one knew, was that Margot Lawson wasn't just a kind woman in the waiting room. She was a tech millionaire, the silent founder of a children's health app that had gone public just a year ago. She had come to St. Jude's for a meeting with the hospital board to fund a new pediatric wing. But watching Jasmine hold her baby, it stirred something in her. Margot had lost a baby boy to a respiratory infection 30 years ago. She never got over it. And now, she had a chance to save someone else's baby. Without another word, Margot walked straight to the counter. "I need to speak with billing." "Now." The nurse blinked, surprised. Ma'am, may I ask why?" "That baby," she pointed. "She's getting that surgery. I'll cover the full cost." Within 10 minutes, Anaya was being wheeled into emergency surgery. Jasmine stood in shock, watching as doctors swarmed her daughter, the very ones who had ignored her earlier. Dr. Ellis didn't ask questions. He did what he was born to do. As the doors closed behind them, Jasmine turned to Margot, trembling. Why would you do this? You don't even know me." Margot gave her a gentle smile, tears welling in her eyes. I don't need to know you to know what it means to lose a child. I wasn't able to save mine. But maybe I can help save yours." Jasmine broke down and hugged her. Right there, in the middle of the hospital hallway, two women, strangers from completely different worlds, held each other. Hope had entered the building. 2 hours later, Dr. Ellis emerged. "She's stable," he said. "She'll make a full recovery." Jasmine collapsed into a chair, sobbing, laughing, whispering prayers of thanks. She rushed into the recovery room where Anaya lay, tiny tubes still attached but breathing, really breathing. Her little fingers curled around Jasmine's, her eyes blinking open. "Mama," she whispered hoarsely. It was the sweetest sound Jasmine had ever heard. But Margot wasn't done. A week later, after Anaya had fully recovered, Jasmine received a letter. Inside it was a scholarship, full tuition, for Jasmine to attend a nursing program. Margot had seen something in her. Strength, grit, compassion. "I believe in you," the note read. "The world needs more women like you in healthcare." Jasmine stared at it for a long time, clutching the envelope like it was sacred. She had spent so long surviving. She had forgotten what it felt like to dream. Now someone was telling her it was possible. 3 years later, Nurse Jasmine Carter walked confidently into St. Jude's, this time wearing scrubs. Her daughter, now 5, skipped behind her in pigtails and sparkly shoes. Every child that came through her wing was met with warmth, care, and love. Because Jasmine understood. She understood what it meant to feel unseen, unheard, and hopeless. And she had sworn she'd never let another mother feel the way she once had. As for Margot Lawson, she and Jasmine stayed close. They weren't just strangers anymore. They were family. Sometimes the smallest act of kindness can change everything. Hospital bench. Hand on a shoulder. A simple yes when everyone else says no. One woman's heartbreak became another woman's second chance. And together they saved a life. What would the world look like if more of us chose kindness over judgment? If you believe in the power of compassion, share this video. Leave a comment telling us about a time someone showed you kindness, or when you paid it forward. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and tap the bell. We have more inspiring stories just like this one coming your way. And hey, in our next video, a black high school janitor quietly saves a child from choking. But what happens when the boy's billionaire grandfather walks in will leave you speechless. See you there.